Hello guys, welcome back. Konnichiwa. Herzlich willkommen. My friends, in this video I want to give you an update on Apple stock because I think we could see here something like a peak, like a top before a potential correction could happen. The market is overheated, guys. Yeah, we have a lot of all-time highs and it is time for the market to correct. You can see we already had here one market shakeout, aka fake out in April 2025. And maybe now it's time to see a bigger correction. I show you all the price levels for Apple stock. Everything what I say is of course not financial advice. This is my opinion based on the chart. If you have not seen my previous videos, guys, here for Apple, we have something like an continuing pattern here. Every time in July or August, Apple is starting to sell off. So this is very strange. I show you here my drawings for a second that you can see these white lines here, guys. When you see the white lines is always here July 2024, July 2023, August 2022. So every time here in July or August for Apple, a peak is in before we see something like a sell-off reaction. Of course, you know, nothing is guaranteed in trading that everything has to repeat like it is right now. But as you all know, we have no August, guys, and this is the reason why I make the video. It's not about the month, it's about the price level where Apple is trading right now, because this price level usually acts as a resistance. What could we expect? So let's talk about the worst case scenario first, that we see a potential market correction, market crash. What does that mean for Apple? Usually when we now check here the peaks, the last biggest peak which we had was here in December 2024. And as I mentioned before here, 7 and 8 of April 2025, the market shakeout has been done. Same for Apple, guys. You can compare that with a lot of assets in the market. Also Bitcoin, everything dumped 7 and 8 of April. And from there, everything started to recover. So in that shakeout move here, Apple corrected more or less in total 35%. Then we can see here one of the other or the latest market peaks was in here in January 2022. Then we had a bear market for almost 1 year until January 2023. How much did Apple correct from there? In total, 32%, guys. 35%, 32%. Let's talk about the pandemic shakeout, Corona pandemic shakeout here. Also market fake out, market fake crash. Yeah, the peak was in here, same. January 2020, and then the shakeout was finished in March 2020. Then we had this massive short squeeze rally, and Apple corrected again by 35%. So does that need to happen again? No, guys, but we have here some chart signals which telling us what could happen next, and this is what I want to share with you here right now. Before I start here to go on the details in the chart, I always try to predict market breakouts, short squeezes, breakout stocks, and so on. The market is very red or volatile in the past 3 weeks. No big squeezes, guys. And I try to identify here breakout and short squeeze stocks in the market, and a couple of them are ready to squeeze. I can show you very quick how that looks like. This is just one example. So when I say I try to predict short squeezes, then I make a video release, or it could also be a screenshot with all price level information on Patreon, and there I expect I show where I expect the price to go and which price levels we should reach, yeah, in case of a squeeze. And this is what happened here. After my video release, we had a 140% short squeeze. Yeah, the price dipped exactly down here in the blue box and then started to squeeze and also hit my exit price level, which, as I said, there are much more information in the videos. If you also want to learn trading, guys, and want to trade breakout and short squeeze stocks before the market knows, guys, you can of course join us on Patreon. I have now a very limited availability here of the full package membership because we have so many members already and growing every day. That's why I have to limit that. There are a few slots left. When you choose the full package membership here on Patreon, then you get access to all my content, guys, including trading tutorials, member FAQ section. There is a lot of content available. As I said, if you want to learn trading, or if you already are a trader and want to sharpen your skills, everything is available here. The link patreon.com/blackbelttrader is of course also available in the video description. So guys, the reason for my video on Apple today is that we are back here at the algo supply zone. At least this is what I think is the main algo supply zone, which means the resistance for Apple. We are here at this red line at 219 US dollar. I am not bearish on Apple, guys. We have a super strong uptrend, but as I said before, always in July or August we have these kind of pullbacks, and we are exactly now here at the price level where we could see a pullback again. What does that mean in a worst case scenario? When we talk about the same situation, that let's just assume that this is the peak, yeah, that we have the correction here. The rebound since 7th of April has been in total now here 30%. So let's just assume that we cannot break 219 US dollar. What could that mean, guys? That we lose here around 30 to 35% as we, if the history repeats. And that means we end up somewhere here in that price range, guys. Yeah. And without knowing if this is now the peak or not, yeah, this is still, the price levels here are unchanged. I expect that if we have a market crash, market shakeout, that at least Apple will come back down here between $183 and $176. And as I mentioned before, yeah, when we have a market correction, the algo demand zone here, the bear trend zone is here between $158 and $144. And in case of a real market crash, not a market fake out, which we had here in April, in case of a real market crash, Apple could go back here to $132. I don't think that that this is a bearish investment. The question is, where is the perfect time to accumulate positions or enter investments like that? And we have here a trend channel pattern which is supporting the price. This black line here is the EMA line, which is also supporting the price, but this is not a strong support, guys. When you have a bear market or market crash, these EMA lines mean nothing. They just get pierced. So keep that in mind. These are the price level which I expect. You can also see the future algo landing zone. So if we break $219, if we should not see a market correction or a market crash, then we have here the potential to go back to 300 US dollar. This is a calculated Fibonacci retracement, guys, which I expect for Apple in the upcoming months and years. As I said, yeah, we're moving here in waves. We have a very strong uptrend. There is nothing to worry about in my opinion, but this is how I see the chart and the price, what I at least expect, the bullish algo demand zone here. If the market stays bullish, if we don't see a market crash, still Apple should correct back here in this price level between $183 and $176 to find support there, and then continue to squeeze from there. Yeah, keep in mind 219 US dollar is the strongest resistance which we have. If we break $219, we will not just squeeze that back to $300. The next price call is waiting here around 250, 255 US dollar for Apple, guys. Yeah, this is my quick and dirty update for you. I hope that is helpful, guys. You can of course copy here my price levels from the chart. The red line is 219 US dollar. If you want to learn trading, guys, join us here on Patreon. I have so many video content and information available there, but also get yourself a good chart tool, not only to draw charts like that, also to spot and follow up your trades. This is why I'm using TradingView here. There is a discount link for TradingView in the video description. My friends, that was the update. Thank you so much for your loyal support. Thank you for watching this video and see you in the next one. Arigato gozaimasu, vielen Dank, alles Gute und bis zum nächsten Video. Take care. Bye bye, guys.